what are the levers that you as an individual have access to, and thinking about those. I like to think of it less on the individual, like recycling, being vegetarian, etc. Like those are things that I try and do because they do have some impact if they're added up over lots of people. But I think a big shift for me was realizing that, this, because of the magnitude of the crisis that we're facing, it requires huge systemic change. And so that's largely looking at government action, legislation, like the Inflation Reduction Act is a big unexpected step in the right direction. We need way, way more, but because of the scale of the problem, it requires systemic solutions, and that's really hard, but it's also an opportunity to step up and look at what are the institutions that I'm a part of. The United States as a whole, it's a big one. Like how can I take action politically? And then like with divestment, that was a big thing. Is like I'm part of this huge university that has a $40 billion endowment that's invested in oil and gas companies. So what can we do to pressure it to put its money where its mouth is? And I think just like the last thing on the individual versus systemic, just like zooming way out, it's important to look at it's a fact that the oil and gas industry has poured millions and millions of dollars into climate disinformation and a targeted campaign to like put the onus on individuals to be like, what's your carbon footprint? What are you doing to address this crisis? Are you recycling? Are you making the right consumer choices? Which are valid questions, but it's a deliberate attempt to shift the blame from the huge emitters, which are the fossil fuel companies, onto us and our little choices.
That's such a fascinating repositioning of it, because the way I've thought about it is like the little activities versus the big activities. Like to me, the little activities are the recycling, it's eating more plant-based, it's doing these types of things. And the big activities are, the water mitigation and insulating the attic properly and putting solar on my roof. And the way that you frame it is like, okay, those big things are interesting, but like we must create systemic ability to have those things happen at scale.